Anyway, let's talk a little bit about as I'm in here on this chill out ride. Morning. Come on. As I'm here on this chill out ride, let's talk about a little bit about Garmin. I mean, bike fitting for a little bit. So, about a month and a half ago, I had a bike fit with Jerry Gerlich down there in Texas, in Austin. Morning. In Austin, Texas. And it was okay. There's bathrooms there. It was quite the experience. It was quite the experience, I tell you. Never had a bike fit like that before. And this is one of the bikes that I was fitted on. The bike that I'm currently riding right now. This is one of the bikes that I was fitted on, and it was just quite the experience, you know. This is my Cannondale Topstone gravel bike. Also, of course, y'all know that's a gravel bike, but anyway, I was also fitted on my Trek Madone SLR. And before seeing Jerry, I have gone through, let me see, four different four different bike fitters. One Guru, and the rest of them are retool bike fitters. All right, and the issue that I've been having before I went to see any of the bike fitters was you know, I had numbness in my left hand, and my left foot just didn't feel like it was pushing on the pedals, like it didn't feel like it was pushing on the pedals like my right foot is. So my right foot feel more engaged with the pedal than the left. And I went to, my first bike fit was a retool. That didn't help any. My second was a Guru fit. That didn't help any. Went to see another retail bike fitter, not gonna call out names, and that didn't work either. As a matter of fact, that when I left that retail fitter, my seat was jacked all the way up, and my soft tissues, man, was on fire, and I had to go home and, you know, bring my fit back to the way I had it. Afterwards, still was having the same problem. When saw another retool fitter, and that one you know, he did a better job than the previous fitters, you know. I give him that. And so I said, well, maybe I just need to adjust to the fit to, you know, to get it dialed in. I wait a while, even though he was a little better, I still had the same problem. Same problem plagued me. And still was plagued by the same problem, same issues. So I started researching on the internet. I gotta find, there must be something going on why I'm having this issue, you know. And after, because my right hand is not affected like that, so it must be something why I'm having the issues that I'm having. So I said, well, you know what, I'm just gonna go, well, anyway, no, let me track back. I came up on Steve Hogg website and just was reading on some of his posts and reading up on his website about bike fitting, and some of the things that he mentioned on his website for my bike fitting, I didn't have that experience. I didn't have that experience for my bike fitting, you know. And I joined his Q&A on his website and said, let me call him up. Let me get in touch with him. Got in touch with him. We started talking back and forth. I told him about my experience and told him about retool, and he went on a rant about retool and the way they go about bike fitting. And anyway, he was like, let's all right, so let's address these issues. And I was like, man, I wish I could go and see him, but in this time it's not possible. He's all the way in Australia with COVID-19 and everything. Yeah, that was off the plate. You know, we wasn't able to make that happen. So he said, you know, I wanted to try some things. Tried some things, and he was like, Romeo, the reason why you're having those problems is because of your shorter left leg. Now, let me touch on that. The shorter left leg. All the fitters, all the retool fitters agreed that I had a shorter left leg, but they said, no need to address it because they don't see that it's affecting my ride. They don't see that it's affecting anything, so they don't need to address it. Well, that's what Steve went on a rant about, and he started giving me symptoms that I could be having, seeing that my left leg is shorter. And one of those symptoms that he gave, depending on which leg is shorter, I would have numbness in one of my hands. And I was like, huh, that's exactly what is happening. I'm having numbness in one of my hands. That's it. And so yeah, I was like, that's it, man. That's the issue that I'm having. I'm having numbness in my left hand. So that is what's going on. You know, that's the deal. Numbness. So he said there's some things I can do to help you out over the phone. So he was like, also I have 2 approved bike fitter in the United States, in the US, you know. So one is Jerry Gerlich and one is Kobe Pierce in Colorado. And I was like, yo, okay, whichever one is closer to you, go see that. You know, if you can go, I really recommend that you go. So I got in touch with Jerry Gerlich in Texas because it's closer to me, and we started talking over the phone. And I told him what was going on with me. And he was like, Romeo, here's what I want you to do. Go get a whole sneakers, take out the sole, cut it, put it in your shoe, and get on the trainer and start riding for me. This was going on over the phone. I did so, and by doing so, I noticed immediately that my left leg was pushing on the pedals like it's supposed to. And wow, it was awesome. I felt that. So I left that insole in my gravel bike shoes, the same as my mountain bike shoe. Good morning. The same as my gravel bike shoe, and you know, went out for a ride. Yo, I could tell that I had more power on the bike, and my heart rate was lower. I wasn't working as hard. And I said, you know what? We're on to something. Now Jerry was like, man, I can do a fit over the phone. We could do a fit over the phone. And I was like, my wife was like, no, we just need to go see him. We're not doing any fit over the phone type deal. We just need to go see him. And we set up an appointment, and that's exactly what we did. Now, before we went to see him, I had all these things that I had to carry with me. And he kept saying to me, yo, come have an open mind. Come with an open mind. All right? He was really stressing that. Open mind, open mind, open mind. And I was like, okay. Open mind, open mind. I said, what are these guys up to? So, on my way to see him, we had an appointment. He said, Romeo, Steve Hogg is gonna be doing body muscle assessment on this fit, and we have an appointment on a Friday. So I got to see Steve on Friday that I've been talking to. You know, I got to see him, and I got to see him, and you know, just it was just awesome that I got to see him. It was awesome. So these guys started to do some things on my body which was just like, yo, it was like I've never seen before. It was crazy. They were doing things, man, that I was like, what in the world? Thing to my muscles. Realigning stuff. Just stuff that I didn't realize that you could do to one's body, one's muscle, turn them on. I'm not even gonna go into details about what he did. Anybody who is wanting a bike fit, not trying to knock retool, because retool is just a tool, but there's a difference between someone who spent $1,300 on a bike fit. I mean $13,000 to go and learn about bike fitting, than someone who spent $300 for a couple of days to learn about bike fitting. That's a big gap. That's a big difference. So I went with the guy who spent excuse me. Excuse me. I went with a guy who spent $13,000 on a bike fit this time to learn about bike fitting. We get some water. I like something flying in my mouth. I went with a guy who spent $13,000 to learn about bike fitting. Then the guy who I've been going to, that did nothing for me, $300 to learn about bike fit. That's what I did, and it pays off. When we got through the bike fitting, and he said, okay, this was on Mama Down. He said, there's a hill. I'm riding next to the train, y'all. Forgive the noise. This thing is still going, it's so long. So after going with a guy that spent $13,000 for the bike fit, after he got through fitting both the bikes, he said, I want you to take them down up this hill here. There's a hill behind the studio. There's a hill behind the studio. Got on the Madone, start riding up the hill, and boy, oh boy, let me tell you, I couldn't believe what was happening. The moment I got on my Madone, I knew that it was different. Every pedal stroke, my bike would just pulse forward. And I was like, wow. And it was so effortless. I remember before I got the fitting done, Steve Hogg, one of the things that he said that really stuck with me was like, he was like, Romeo, you know, he was like, riding a bike should be easy. And I said, why? Then why is it not easy for me? Why is it not easy for me? It's not easy for me. I've been riding for years and was having all these issues. Having all these issues, you know. It's not easy for me. But after the fit, the day after that, I took the Madone for the very first ride after the fit. 27 miles. Yo. Unbelievable. It was unbelievable what was happening. My bike never felt so good. Never felt so easy to ride. Never felt so controlled. It was just on another level. That bike, there's times where I'll be doing like, you know, 28 miles an hour, 30 miles an hour down a bridge. I mean down a descent. And it would how you doing? Good. It would be twitchy, you know, like it wasn't so stable. When I was riding the bike down that hill in Texas, I was doing 30-some miles an hour and the bike was just solid, just stable. I said, oh my goodness, Yo! Nice! Yo, I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe what was taking place. You know? I couldn't believe what was taking place, y'all. See, mile 14, about 15 miles into the ride. Before the fit, this hand will be already numb. Not anymore. Not anymore. Not anymore, y'all. No more numb hand. After the fit, I got, you know, just a little bit of numbness, tingling in my feet from where my cleats was adjusted. Took about took about 6 millimeters of adjustment on the left and 4 or so on the right, and it just was amazing. It was amazing. But I felt like through all of that, I felt like some sensation down there at the bottom of my feet. But every time I would ride, it would go away with each ride. It would go away, and it was awesome. I really enjoyed it. Jerry was awesome. We didn't just fit. We didn't just do bike fitting. We talked about different things. We talked about fitting on a hold. Let me, so I can see the bike there. That's the gravel bike that he fitted. We talk about one of the bike. We talk about fitting on a hold. We talked about just life on a hold, and you know, it was amazing. I felt like I know him a long time. You know, I felt like I knew him a long time, and it just was awesome. And let me angle the camera here so y'all can see me, right? So I felt like I knew him a long time, and it was just awesome. It was an awesome experience. And we're staying in touch. I'm probably gonna see him again to see if there's any more adjustment needed to be done. He gave me some things to do, gave me some books to read. It is just different. The bike fitting lasted a whole day, all day Saturday, hours on Friday. It wasn't a 2-hour event. It was an all-day event, all weekend event. My bike fitting, that's how long it lasted. Because these guys is not about adjusting seat height and handlebar, and you know, these guys is not just about that. Yeah, they do that, but it's more than that. It's more than that. And you guys have to, anybody who is wanting a bike fit has to experience that. I can only tell you so much, but it is a bike fitting experience like no other. I've never experienced that. Not only was the bike fitting experience awesome, but I also came away knowing more about myself, knowing more about my body, knowing more about riding a bike and all of that. So it's you know, I've been empowered by that. Guys, I did the 6 Gap 2020 in Georgia. That was my first time doing it, and I did really well for my first time. No cramps. You know, yeah, I had a little bit of discomfort on my shoulders, but I notice as I keep on riding, those discomfort goes away, and Jerry told me that is my body adjusting to the new fit and all of that, and he's right. He said as I ride more, it will go away, and he's right. As I ride my bike more, I don't notice any of those things anymore. It gets better. And so I'm able to ride my bike effortless. I did 11,000 feet of climbing, ride 106 miles with the new fit. This was maybe a month or so after the fit, but still I stayed in zone 2 on the mountains. Let it rip a little bit toward mile 90 and stuff like that. In that mile 90. I went to the Cherokee National Forest and did 24 miles on my gravel bike, with over 2,000 feet of climbing on the gravel. That was awesome. My bike never felt so easy to ride, guys. It is so easy to ride, so effortless. And I did some mountain biking, and I'm just feeling good on my bike. I am. And so just a big thank you, man, to Jerry Gerlich and Steve Hogg. These guys are amazing. Wanted to give a little testimony on my bike fitting experience, and let us talk, because I'm not here to bash anybody. Some of you may have great experience with retool fitters, but that has not been my experience, So let us talk about it, because I believe all of us can be better at what we do. And I've spent money. Each fitters I've spent money, and the ending result was the same until I went to see Jerry Gerlich and had that experience with Steve Hogg. These guys know what they're talking about. These guys don't play, man. These guys are not playing around. These guys know what they're talking about. You get your money back if the fit don't work for you. But these guys know the things that they did to me, what they did with my feet and testing my strengths and all of that. It just it blew me away. So bike fitting is just more than a computer telling you what seat height to have and all of that, and these little sensors on your bike fitting is more than that, and I can testify to that. So let us talk, okay? Let us talk. I'm gonna put this video up on the YouTube, and let me know in the comments, and let us talk. All right, one love, peace and blessings. All right, cool.